Do you like catching fish? Or are you so picky that you only like catching certain fish? If you just like catching fish, come along with me today, because that's the objective. Down here in the Hopedale area where the red fishing has been fantastic. Now the negative to that is that the fish have not been very big. Super plentiful, tons of them, just not all that big. A lot of 15 to 17 inch reds with occasional 27 to 30 inch reds. But man, I've been having a blast. Let's see if we can continue that today. All right, I came into this area intending to fish a pond up here, but I stopped short because we've got a little crossroad right here with some mixing water right there. It just looks really good. The water's spectacular in here. So I'm gonna make a few casts on my way in. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I've been catching fish. You can see how torn up this thing is. Green Hornet matrix shad, 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. I may switch to some other baits if I have to cover water, but we're gonna start with this. 3.5 feet right here. We'll see what it is in this intersection. The tide is dumping water out. Yeah, man, this looks so fishy. Just looks so fishy. I could be wrong, and if I am, we'll just go hit that pond. But man, this looks good. 4 feet, a little bit of drop off here. Four and a half feet. We'll hold here a sec. Oh, there's one. Goodness, that didn't take long. Oh, he came off. Didn't even get to see what he was. And something hit me on the way in. Another trout. Look at that. Look at that beautiful trout. That's a good sign. Our first fish came off, and this one came up and attacked it. Big, fat, healthy trout. Look how wide he is. Beautiful fish. Well, I came in here intending to catch reds, but I'll never turn down speckled trout. You know that. Oh, there he is. Another, oh goodness, that's a beautiful trout. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He can barely even jump. All right, that's a big trout. That's a beautiful fish. Look at him, that's a 19 incher. Beautiful trout. That was a beautiful fish. Got a northeast wind and I'm basically throwing right into it. Oh shoot. I don't know how deep this other bayou is here. Where we are is 4.5. There's obviously some type of ledge right here, and that's where those fish are holding, this ambush and bait. I don't know how many are here, but based on those bites we've gotten, there should be a few because they've attacked the bait. They typically only do that when they have a lot of competition. But who knows, may not get another bite, never know. Okay, based on that cast, it's not super deep right there, maybe 5 or 6 feet, just based on how long it took my jig head to hit the bottom. Oh, there he is. That was a good hit. Oh, what in the heck are you? Look at this trout. Hooked in the tail. I can't tell you how hard this fish hit. I cannot believe this is the fish I caught. Look at this. Look at this. He's the size of this matrix shad. Dude, I hope you heal. Beautiful fish. Just so pretty. Very, very spotted. I got to give credit for that one to my tournament concept. This rod, I love it. And you can feel that fish hit, and it felt like, oh, like a good fish. Catch that big trout, and then you catch that right after it. You know that big trout would eat that fish in a heartbeat. Could be a bad sign that we caught that little one. Snagged that little one. Oh, there's one. He didn't hit as hard. Well, I guess he didn't. Look at this. His brother. What in the heck? What in the heck? It's the 2 smallest trout I've ever caught in my life. What? Look at this. Look. Look at the spots though. Man, what a beautiful fish. This is why I love fishing new stuff. Just love it. Always discoveries to be had in this Louisiana marsh. When the water's as pretty as it is today, if you're observant, you're gonna find something for sure. Good falling tide, pretty water, mid-November, just doesn't get any better. All right, now I can't get a bite, but before I leave, I gotta throw this cork just to see. They want a little slower presentation. Got a Versamax bolt, over a 16th ounce death grip jig head, and a holy jolly matrix shad. Great combo for this clarity of water. Oh, oh, little bobble. Must have been from one of those micros. All right, nothing on our cork. We had one good takedown, but we missed him. All right, we'll let this rest a minute, head into our pond. There's only one way in, one way out, so we'll cross this way again. We'll see if this pond has sufficient depth and if it's gonna hold some reds. Oh goodness, all I had to do was take off spot lock. That was a trout. Shoot. There's some trout here, man. We're just gonna forge on. We're gonna continue in. Oh goodness, there's a red. There's a red. Love it, love it. Lit up, super lit up. Oh, there he goes. He was in a death roll and got himself free from that hook. I don't know if he's a keeper or not, but I'm glad to see that there's some redfish in this pond. He was right on that point, right where he should have been. And that's the size you're catching right now. If you see my last few videos, you know that. It's just been crazy, crazy, crazy. Marshes are full of redfish that size. And I'm not complaining at all. I think they're a blast. Oh, shoot. You won't catch very many at all between 18 and 24 inches at all. Or at least I haven't been. But man, the 15 to 17 inches are everywhere. Oh, there's one. That might be a speck. No, it's feeling like a red. Yep, redfish. Yep. It's gonna be a little bit longer before he's legal, but still, I'm not complaining. All right. Look, this dude's got no spot. Either side. No spot. Spotless redfish. Now, let's see if there's anything on this point. Definitely looks good. Oh, threw in his mouth. Okay. All right, that's not a little red. I think he's swimming at me. Let's see his wake. Yep, I see him now. Go ahead, dude. You know what? This might be the rare slot fish. I don't know. I'm having doubts. He might be above the slot. I got a glimpse at him. He didn't look crazy big. Yeah. No, he doesn't look too big. But he's fighting like he is. I'm thinking now 24 inches. That's my guess. I cannot tell you how good the red fishing is right now. Just cannot tell you. So exciting. Hey, big boy. This dude is so golden, so lit up. Yeah, this fish is bigger than I thought. I'm gonna say I'm still sticking with 24, 25. I mean, he is beautiful. Ah. A lot of people keep that red, and I wouldn't fault you if you did, but I'm not. He's too big. I don't like them that big. I like those barely overs. Barely legals, let's say. Just call me Larry Flint. Just so awesome. I so much love this. This fish is 24, I nailed it. But we got a tag in him, so we're gonna let him go. He will swim again. Most Louisiana fishermen are so trout focused. It's definitely the most popular fish here, and I get it. I mean, look, I wrote a book on speckled trout. Historically, definitely my favorite fish, but it's impossible to pass up action like this. It just is. It's just too good. And, you know, the good thing with fishing these ponds is they're likely to have trout in them as well. You know, we stumbled on a couple of trout getting in here, but we could catch a trout on any cast. This time of year, water temp is 66, so these trout do fine in water like this. Now later, if it gets really cold in December, you would never catch a trout in here. You may still catch reds if the water doesn't dump out, but no trout. And believe me, it's unlikely that you would come across a spot in a pond like this. We've got 1.7 feet of water. Come across a spot where you could just sit there and catch a limit of speckled trout, a limit which is now 15 speckled trout, minimum of 13 inches. But I'm not really out here to catch limits. I'm out here to have a blast, and I definitely am. And believe me, you come out here and do this, and you want to keep your 5 reds, you will catch your 5 reds. Could definitely catch a flounder. Could catch a bass. Who knows? Water's pretty salty. You wouldn't expect to catch a bass, but I caught one in my last video in some pretty salty water, not far from here. And really, it's just awesome getting back here in this small water. Nobody around to mess with you. Just you and the fish. Peaceful day. You know, weather this time of year is so nice. Even the cold days, to me, are way nicer than fishing in July. That's why God made coats. Oh, look at that. That's another big one. It's another big one. I think he's bigger than the one we just caught. Yep, I can see him. He's an upper slot, maybe even an over. And there he goes. That fish is ripping some drag. I got my drag fairly tight too. Really wishing I'd retied after that last fish. He just wants to walk me around the boat. Back around again. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I tell you what, this fish is impressive. This is a very impressive fish. He's not that big. I think he's 27, somewhere in there. But he is fighting like a much bigger fish. He just will not give up. Look how gorgeous. If that thing gets you excited, I don't know. You just need to do something different. Just quit fishing. Just quit fishing. Do something different. Now look, he's got that bait deep. My line is going to be a mess. I definitely got to retie. Come on, dude. I know. There you go. That's a big, beautiful redfish. Man, I love to see it. You wonder how a fish like that could be hiding without me seeing him with this water so pretty. But with these dark backs, they just blend right in. Yeah, look how deep he took it. Look how deep. He wanted that matrix. If he had known it was a matrix, he wouldn't have wanted it. But he thought it was something good to eat. You can see how copper colored this fish is. That's what happens in this pretty water. Water's spectacular. They use that as camouflage. We're gonna let this guy go. All right, had this thing so deep, this line is a mess. So I'm gonna take a minute to retie before I make another cast, because I'll probably lose the next fish. All right, back in a minute. So just to tell you how good the fishing is right now, this is the first pond I've hit for this video, and the fishing's this good here. I mean, it's just, if you do a little map study at home, you want to look for, or at least what I like, now other people may feel differently, but what I like are dead-end ponds that have irregular shape. I don't like circular ponds nearly as much. This one's super irregular, and it seems to be full of fish. And of course, you got to come in the right situation. If you come at the end of a falling tide, you don't want to fish stuff like this. You really want to fish big water. But we're here right midway. We're coming off a high water event. We're here midway through a fall. The water is falling out, but it's still plenty enough water in here. These fish to do whatever they want. Lots of cuts and drains coming into here, pulling bait into this pond, keeping the fish here until the absolute last minute. If we were later in this tide, I'd be fishing much bigger water than this for sure. And it's starting to get natty. We've had a northeast wind blowing maybe 12 knots or so, and you can see it's still blowing a little bit, but it's dying. It's 5 or less right now, and the gnats are out. Air temp right now is probably 68, somewhere in there, 70 maybe. I've got some marsh romance in one of my holes. I'm gonna be digging that out in a minute, I can tell you. You've heard me talk about that stuff before, but it's a game changer. It allows you to fish in comfort on days where you don't have much wind. And I mean, you want to fish on days where you don't have much wind, right? Who wants a lot of wind? I generally don't. I've always said I'd rather gnats than wind. And with the marsh romance, I have days with neither. Oh, look at that. Just spooked a red. Damn gummit. Probably from my big mouth. All right, I cannot take it anymore. I cannot take it. Marsh romance. I always hate to take the time to put this on, but man, I'm always so glad once I did. Look at this pond. This is so beautiful. Like, you just don't know where the fish are going to be. It could be anywhere. We've got coves. We've got points. Just so irregular. That's what I like. The wind has died to zero. It's not blowing at all. Gorgeous day. And the gnats or leaving us alone. They hate marsh romance. They absolutely hate it. Oh, just spooked one. Man, shoot. There's this dust cloud. That was a big fish. That was a big one. Just can't see him. There's no light penetration into this water. It's complete blind cast. All right, so far today, the points have been good to us. Let's see if this one is. Oh, threw in his mouth. Threw in his mouth. He hit on the initial fall. No idea yet how big he, oh, he's big. Oh, he came off. He came off. Oh, and another one came back and got it. That must be a school of fish right there. There must be a school. It fell out of that one fish's mouth and another one's like, oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. You know how unlucky he was. Oh, there's all kinds of fish with it. There's all kinds of fish with this one. Oh, there's like 10. Goodness. Well, now I see why I got another bite. They're still with him. Still with him. It's a shame I don't have anybody with me today, because we would definitely have a double hookup. And he's a brute. He's a big old boy. He is a big old boy. And he was on this point that I mentioned, just a little bit inside of it down here. That's where they were holding. I guess they were using this to ambush stuff coming this way. Well, my last video was mostly a bunch of small fish. Today's video is apparently gonna be a bunch of big fish. This might be the biggest of the day. He looks really big. I'm gonna say 28, 29, somewhere in there. For a split second, he thought he was lucky. He's like, oh, that other dude lost that bait. I'm gonna eat it. This is a big fish. No, don't go under the boat. Uh-oh. Well, he's in the trolling motor now. Oh, because he's around the trolling motor. That's bad. Oh, he is. This is a mess. This is a mess. It's bad to happen when I'm fishing solo. All right, we're just gonna give him slack. See what we can do here. I still see him. He's right. I don't know how we still have this fish hooked up. Look at him. He's right there under the boat. Now you go back in the trolling motor, huh? No, you're done. You're done. Poke him with a fork. He's done. All right. Whew, man, that's a heavy fish. That is a heavy fish. He is big. That's a big redfish. Goodness. Another gorilla. That's too big for me to keep. I stuck a tag in him. He's gonna swim again. Hopefully you catch him. Go ahead, dude. Sometimes it's the best thing you can do for him is just kind of splash him. It wakes him up. Not a technique I advise when it's really hot out, but 66-degree water, they do great. Let's see what this line's like after getting all wrapped in the trolling motor. Actually, doesn't feel that bad. That was crazy. That was a massive school. That was at least 10 reds, maybe 15. Just saw a bunch of them just going all over the place, chasing my fish, trying to see what he was eating. What an awesome day, just so awesome. These fish we're catching are right on the verge of going out to spawn. We'll probably move out in the summer and start spawning. They spawn in late August, September, and October in deep water passes along the coast. And once a redfish moves out, it never comes back in, for the most part. You got some areas that you'll have bulls in the marsh, like in the Biloxi Marsh, but generally, once they move out, they're done. They stay out. All the fish we catch in these ponds are all juveniles. This water's just, it's gin. I mean, it's absolute gin clear water. I just can't sight fish because I don't have any sun. So it's all blind casting, but it's still just great action. And I'm not the world's best sight caster at all. Not at all. I'm always impressed when I go with people who are really good at it. I just can't see fish like they can, not even close. So I like to kind of blind cast and keep my eyes peeled. If I see one, I'll throw to it, but blind casting's more my thing. Oh, there we go. All right, this might be a this might be a little one. Let's see. I don't know. Yes, it is. There we go. All right. Legal? I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna tape him out and see. He's close. I think he's a little short. I think he's a little short. Story of my life. All right, if I were desperate, I'd maybe keep him because he's right on 16, but I'm gonna let him go. I know this is unusual, but I actually kind of get more excited about those little fish than the big ones, just because of what it means for the future. Don't get me wrong, the big ones are obviously super important for the future. Those are the ones that are gonna go outside and spawn, but these barely unders are gonna be legal very soon. Some of them already are. Some of the ones we were catching a month or two ago are now legal. All right, the points have been good to us. Let's see if this one is. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yep, he came out from that point. Go ahead, Fred. Go ahead, Fred. Yep, I know you're ticked. There he goes. There he goes. All these fish have been crushing the bait. He didn't. He was just on there. Hopefully we got a good hook set. Just a bunch of beasts in this pond. Big old boys. Took this fish a second to realize he was hooked. He knows it now, though. All right, go past the motor. There you go, buddy. He's going crazy. This fish is going crazy. Oh, you dog. Nope, stay out. Nope, stay out. All right, you're almost done. You've almost had it, I can tell. He took it deep as well. Oh, there we go. Whew. Yeah, you took it too deep. Bad news for you. You're getting a boat ride. I didn't feel that fish hit. Like I said, he hit and swam at me. So I think he was just ingesting that bait. He's actually the smallest of the big ones that we've caught. Smallest of the big ones, if that makes sense. But he is toast. The bait got in his crushers, so we're gonna take him home. He's about a 22-incher or so. Ooh, I'm getting blood all over my boat. Oh, he made a mess. All right, so I'm use this water to rinse my boat off. Look how clean it is. You never see water that clean. Looks like you could drink it. You get all this blood off. That dude bled like a stuck pig. Now, I seldom say where I'm fishing because most of the time it's not relevant. But I did say it this time and also in my last video, just because the redfish action in this Hopedale area has been so good. Definitely want people to come out here and have some fun with these fish, no question. But it seems like invariably when I say the area that I'm fishing, some people get mad that I don't like put an X on a map and show exactly where I'm fishing. But the reality is, I mean, if I did that, there'd be 40 boats in here, nobody would catch anything, and then you kind of be scratching your head wondering what to do next. I'd rather show you what to do and you kind of duplicate it for yourself. I mean, this area is super productive right now. And I mean, this is the first pond I've come into for this video, and it's crazy, crazy good action. My last video, first pond I went into, crazy, crazy good action. The fish are just super easy to find right now. And I would encourage you to let those bigger slot reds go. And people get mad when I say that too, but I don't care. You should let them go. They're no good to eat. I don't care what anybody says, they're nowhere near as good as those small reds. And as I mentioned, those are the ones that will very soon be offshore spawning. So important for the future. If you want to keep some of these little 16, 17 inchers while you can. That limit will change at some point too, but probably not for another year. Ooh, there he is. There he is. Oh, a trout. Beautiful trout, another big one. Look at that. Just crazy, man. Just beautiful fish. Trout, reds, we got it all in here. All right, fishing just does not get any better. Just an absolutely fantastic day. You know, we've got some cold weather coming over the next few months. Cold for South Louisiana. And some days you won't be able to get out here. But right now, conditions are just absolutely perfect. These fish are super cooperative. Get on down here and take advantage of it while you can. Bait of the day, no question about it. Green hornet matrix shad, 1/4 ounce death grip jig head. This thing's torn to shreds. I mean, look how rough it is. but still holding up thanks to this death grip. I don't know how many fish I caught on this bait. Didn't change it the whole day, but just phenomenal action on small fish, mostly big fish, most of which I let go. Just a whole lot of fun. Getting those hard taps, setting the hook, and fighting those big fish, just awesome. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to the Marshman Mastodon channel on YouTube. You can do that by clicking that button right there. Also, here's 2 videos that YouTube thinks you would like. Check those out. And until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh, we'll see you right here on Marshman Mastodon.